all the time.
It's not my fault, man. All right.
You are a giant among men, to say the least. All right. Last game, guys. Let's get this one underway. Miramar, we're going to be going up over the prison island back to the southwest, ending up around, I don't know, over towards the north around Tierra. I think that's probably about the best position for it. Most things are available for everybody, Poro, but you think we're going to get any spicy hot drops? I think it's just going to be a little bit of more of a gun match. We saw something at Mikado.
Look, I was very excited the other day with Hypoc when we got us the circle that ended up there around Tori. That's the first time I've ever seen something end up there, and I'm always really pumped when I get to see something that I've never seen before, and it doesn't really happen too often anymore. But here's hoping maybe another hard north circle, northeastern circle.
Oasis, man. I love Oasis endings.
Is pretty sick too.
I have only been able to cast Oasis ending one time, and man, it was so much fun. Well, looks like the gas can's going to go ahead and land back over here. Still wanting to contend back over with Rarity. Both these teams have seen. They've got goals, it seems like, Poro. So the goals coming out from this, I don't quite understand, but we will find out at some point. I'm going to make sure to ask these guys after these games because I am confused.
Yeah, I'm really feel like I got to figure this one out. I mean, I'm going to have to go hit up Badger and see what the deal is, but I'm going to start off with one. Ola's going to find two. Ooh. The micro Uzi is the most dominant weapon in this damn game, and I don't care what anybody says.
That's a bold statement, and I'm just going to leave it. In the barrel meta, you're like, Uzi is God. Well, in that play, it is.
GSM agrees with me. SMGs all day.
Gas cans also agree right now. A couple more shots coming out. Crow way off in the distance. Got to watch out for himself. Two members of Rarity still up. Gas cans forward push still being quite strong. They've got their killers up in the front of this. Go on and check out what's going on with Gravity's pan kill. Keep in mind, we are looking very closely as what's going on around 16th place. So One Eye Open, Gravity, VRT. These are our hot commodities right now. Maybe Liberate with a big game finish. So we'll have to see how that one plays out as we move forward. But these are kind of our, I know everybody gets triggered from back in the MPL days, our focus teams, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So looking back over here, there's still the prolonged skirmish that's happening back over at Picado, but it's kind of turned into more of a long range standoff for the time being. So nothing too spicy happening just quite yet.
I mean, the thing that sucks is you look at SDR, 101 points. I mean, going into these last two games, it wasn't inconceivable that they could jump up and maybe make a run for that 16th place. Now that they've lost two in this final game, though, and Gas Can's clearly on the hunt. I mean, they have nothing else to really play for. So I'm guessing Rarity must be close to their drop spot or where they're wanting to lose. That's the only thing that makes sense here because
I just say
I know they don't have any like bad blood in between the two of them anyway.
Well, they didn't have any bad blood between them, but they're about to have some. This is one of those things that, hey, I'm going to meet you at LAN if you guys qualify at some point. So Gas Can's got to be careful with that one. Ascendance now also inside of rotation. What? Give it to me, Poro. I need to know.
Do you remember yesterday, the restart?
Oh, that could be it.
When Voxic killed a crew, I'm thinking that might be it. If I had to put a guess on things.
We don't hear what's happening. We've been casting, so guys, we don't have the ability to message them during games and stuff like that. So we don't know what's going on. We're just kind of making assumptions as you go. It's just such a weird situation because it's usually kind of frowned upon for a qualified team to kind of mess with a non-qualified team. And so
it's in the running.
Or in the running. Yeah. I guess that's the best way to say it, is because they still do have the opportunity. Rarity is going to be in a, well, I don't know. Do they still have the opportunity? It's not that bad. Rarity really only needs a lot of points, but I'm looking back over at One Eye Open, and I know that number is not correct because I'm looking at their like Gravity is at 82 points, and so that's messing with my head for a second because I looked back down, I was like, wait.
No, you're looking at kill points. You need to look at the left.
Yeah. It threw me for just a second there.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, obviously it's frowned upon, but it is a perfectly reasonable tactic, especially if it's a team that kind of drops nearby you, or if it's a team that drops in your rotation path. I mean, that's if look, if STK were in the position where they could knock ATC out, they I would not be surprised to see him try to do it. Although that being said, STK has gotten so many points off of ATC, I imagine that they want him to be in any lobby that they are in, just so they can continue to feed off of them.
Well, in Rarity's favor right now, chances are going to continue for them, as right smack dab in the middle of this circle is going to be where the violence is happening. Get a couple of shots back over. Do get a down off the position. This flank position could be huge. Lots of damage come up, but does not get Voxic down. So close to get the play back over here from this. Gonna have to play this very carefully. Crew goes down, and there you go. Rarity is eliminated in 16th, so they will be making their way back over into the Challenger Series.
That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. And if I might be, hold on, I gotta double check my stats here, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna make this 3 out of 3 Challenger Cups that Rarity has been in. Yep. If I'm looking at this right, yeah, I think that is absolutely correct. So there's 3 teams now that have been in the Charity Cup 3 times.
Bright note. Decent chances we're going to see them come back then. They've been down there a few times. They should be able to fight their way back out.
I would say very good chances. I will say that this has been one of the more competitive Challenger Series that we've seen. But, there's maybe, I would say maybe 1 or 3 at most teams that have a shot at making it up here. And okay, Marcella going to get roasted here by a sneak attack as ATC tried to go for the really wide split on Elusive here, and it's not paying off.
There's a little bit of harassment that is happening at range, so it's kind of forcing repositions as Gascan's still just messing with whatever comes their way, it looks like. ATC running this wide split that you're talking about, they have a lot of control angles to play around, but Marcelic was a key point inside of that plan. Sharpshot on the other side of it. So Aguila now in a little bit of an interesting position, as well as Sharpshot. With this more defended position where you can see Jay All Day and Sneak Attack kind of playing from, that's going to open up more opportunities for like Fizzle where they're playing at, because they have a good read on where the position coming out, especially from Norcus off on the side as well. It's a whole bunch of independent targets. So ATC has a lot of different firing angles, but the problem is if one of them goes down, nobody can assist and go for a res, and there you go. Norcus is down, and that just drops us down to 2. So what is ATC going to try to make a play around this? Looks like Sharpshot just might be running back over to go pick up Aguila and head for greener pastures.
Yeah, and once again, looking at the leaderboard, ATC most likely, I mean, they're fine. I don't think they're in any danger of getting jumped here, but it's still, you would like to see them kind of be trending upwards going into the grand finals, because that is a team that I think is built to frag. And we just kind of haven't really seen them do that just yet. So, hopefully they can kind of figure out a play style that works for them going into the grand finals, because I think step 1, avoid STK at all costs, because STK has just been a thorn in their side all split long.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been this slow brewing rivalry that's been popping up between ATC and Shoot to Kill, and it's been for a very long period of time. Like this phase or this series, it's really come to a head. But I mean, even through the earlier series, we just kept seeing them repeatedly bump heads and have very similar rotation paths. And this time, Shoot to Kill just got the consistent better of them.
Now, I don't know. I'm gonna give this as credit to Machine Gunner and coaching. Because I think that they are one phenomenally coached team. But STK is very, very good at picking up a bunch of kills on, if we're being completely honest, lower in the leaderboard, lower in the rankings teams. And I don't know if that's something that's done intentionally, where they try to put themselves in a position to cross paths with those teams. Either way, I mean, it's been working out wonders for them, as you can see on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I'll always give props to Gunner any opportunity we can get, but let's be real. PUBG is like a carnivore-based game. You want to go after the kills. If there's weaker prey that's around you, you go after them. You get those points, you secure yourself a position. It's survival of the fittest whenever we're looking at how PUBG competitive is played. So if you have the opportunities and the knowledge on how teams are going to rotate next to you, capitalize off of it every single opportunity that you can get. With the circle popping the way it is, still pretty centered around Picado. Most teams not really going to have to move too much. Zenith has to kind of scoot themselves in just a little bit. Ascendance is on the outside of it. Gravity and One Eye Open, a couple of our teams that we're trying to keep an eye on, do need to also move as well, but they're going to be up towards the northern sections of it. Most of our teams kind of already in a halfway decent position, but with this hillside that we see become such a big factor inside of this, Poro, like, how do you think that this is going to shake up? If we have to see if we see a hard shift in any point on this, it feels like this mountain is going to be such a detriment to so many teams.
I mean, that's the thing, right? A lot of people are trying to figure out where this is going to go off of this mountain. Does it go more towards power grid, or does it cut hard to the south and kind of favor that lower ground, that graveyard Picado kind of area? I mean, depending on where that goes, that's two extremely different ways of playing this thing out. And you can already see a couple of teams, I mean, pretty much every team is placing their bets, and it's about 50-50 right now as to where these guys think it's going to go. Seeing two teams on power grid right now in Dodge and Virtue, I would not be surprised to see this thing kind of head up in that direction. It seems like we've been seeing a lot of power grid lately, but there's no telling.
So an update for all of our cusp teams. Right now, One Eye Open just now encroaching in the northwestern section to get inside the safe zone. Gravity is playing back over towards the north, not inside the safe zone just quite yet. VRT is just to the south of where One Eye Opened is positioned at the direct time. So a lot of these teams choosing a similar corridor could be a big factor. Oath actually had Zenith that was kind of creeping up back over towards their southern position, and this 2-2 split that Shoot to Kill is trying to run is kind of causing them a little bit of issues. So they're trying to separate out, get a little bit of their own split as well, just trying to get a little bit more territory control. So with this, looks like Reload is going to be able to get into position just fine, and it buys them a little bit more space and control. Specifically, we see Oath do this a lot because, man, they just want to try to set up some type of kill funnel and hope that somebody rolls next to them and they can just pick up a couple of kills based off of positioning.
And they're really good at holding it off too, right? I mean, Relo as the solo player, kind of hanging off all by himself, is extremely good at not only laying down damage and taking shots, collecting information, but he's also really good at staying alive, understanding the position that he's in. Now, we're gonna see Show go down here as he is way, way away from the rest of his team. This is the bad that comes with all the good that Light Show has been able to produce this phase. He is a phenomenal player, but sometimes, man, he just puts himself into weird spots. And okay, we're getting it right on the ridgeline, Matchroom.
Yeah, we were talking about which way the direction? Around the mountain. Is this going to go? Nah, let's just put it right through the middle, man.
Let's put it right in the middle. Why the hell not? Liberate looking great.
Shots, they're fine though.
Liberate, so okay, looking at our bubble teams, right? Liberate looking fantastic in their spot. Virtue is going to have to make a rotation in. They were on that north side of power grid. Now Gravity's still in this thing. They're tied with Virtue, but they are down to just 2 players, and they're still hanging out on the northern edge of San Martin. They haven't even made their way into circle yet. So I mean, Gravity's going to have to play this one extremely careful. They are hoping to God that they can get to the late game right now, whereas Virtue and Virtue's kind of just making it into the circle, trying to chase fights if they can. Liberate, they can kind of just chill right now, and that's they're definitely in the best position.
I got some bad news for you, Oath fans. A massive game is what they would need. 30 points in one game, near on unheard of, right? Well, now Shoot to Kill and Zenith are both encroaching on territory with better firing lines back over towards the south and some high ground points to play around them. Unless I don't think it's going to be happening, guys. I'm just letting you know.
You're gonna cling this storyline to the death, man, and I appreciate it. I'm here.
I want to talk about it. I want to have hope, Poro. Why do you got to take my hope away from me?
I'm not taking your hope away from me, Mum Dan.
It's in 2020. Let me have some type of hope.
Look, hey, I'm hoping for the best. I'm also interested to see how this hardships fight plays. I don't think Combs has any idea that they're there. And Chubba has now gone for this low wrapping flank, which is really, really nice. You can see off in the distance there, the tiny little yellow flag of Maluk also making kind of a long wrap, but he's got the blue right on his back. So we'll see what Combs decide to do. And they're going to actually, it's Ice Tech. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Good shots coming out. And now it's going to be more pressure back over towards Chubba. Remember that long range position coming out, providing information and trying to get those shots off. Good pickup coming up from Chubba to turn it back around. But here is the problem. All three members that were close range onto this in a lot of trouble now. You can see Chuba starting to creep away from it. Monty still playing up on the high ground point. J-Sync's trying to get the res back over. You can see explosions going off into the distance, but this has got to be a quick play coming up from J-Sync and Loeb. They need to go ahead and get this down very quickly so that way they can secure the territory that's around this position. Hardship slowly creeping back over. Monty's got the outside angle. Good shots coming out from Loeb's, trying to make it over, trying to get the res back over onto their teammate. Meanwhile, while all of this is happening, Comet's trying to do the same. You can see Yaxley off in the distance trying to get the res back over towards this. Loeb's now starting to peek back over the side as Chuba goes down. Instead, Hardship starting to be a little bit more aggressive. Throwable's going to go back over. Is it going to connect? That throw might be good. Is it too far out?
That's another good name.
Good toss coming through there. Comets get eliminated and the kills go over to Hardships.
But now Gas Cans has made their way out of Picado to third party this fight. They're going to find the first down on a J-Sank. It's all down to Loeb's. And I think Loeb's is just kind of circling around right now, waiting for the smokes to bloom, trying to figure out where everybody is from Gas Cans. It looks like he should be able to get this res. Oh, boy, he took a shot right there. Oldless is running onto it, but he's still a pretty good distance away. We'll see if Hardships can stay alive a little bit longer. Meanwhile, the circle does pop, and it's going to go once again on to Liberate, so they're feeling pretty good about things.
VRT rolling right up over next to Dodge. Looks like Dodge was in the process of getting ready to rotate from point. Circle has popped, and it maintains the road that's just to the eastern point of the mountain that we were discussing. Virtue going to continue pathing back down towards the south, not content to stop in this location because you don't really want to. Dodge got a lot of firing lines to work around, though, having to run back out into the blue. But good shots coming by on side of this. I love the play coming out from Evasion there, getting the shot back over to Lampalot to get them a little bit more space. But the blue is doing a ton of damage onto this one. Actually, no. It's going to be Evasion that goes for the stop back behind this, buying more time for his teammates. The problem is they are very tattered and very weakened based off of this, and there are a lot of teams posted up in front of him. Evasion now in a lot of trouble trying to go for the shots. He's got to fight his way out of this one, and you can see the blue is ticking pretty decently hard at this point, and this looks like this could be a mutually assured destruction point between these two. Good toss on the grenade, though. Is it going to be enough? Danny G off in the distance, one of the last members up for his squad. Is Evasion going to be able to turn this one around and get out of position? He's going to have to run it right back down the hillside, but One Eye Open is going to be waiting. You can see the shots going back over towards Dodge. Looks like Evasion's going to run back over towards 1 point. Ascendant's also making push back over towards Oath at roughly the same time.
Evasion lives through that. And look at all the kills he just picked up off of Dodge. That's huge for Virtue. Now, the rest of the squad did die to Illusion, but Evasion staying alive right now. He's going to be crashing right on top of S1. Meanwhile, Send crashing on top of Oath. Send trying to, I mean, look, they have 100 points. I mean, they can maybe make this, but look at this. While all this was going on, Virtue has now jumped up to 114 points. One Eye Open still is 2 points ahead of them, 4 alive. So Virtue, Gravity down to solo players apiece. Liberate still has 4 up. Send has 4 up for now.
Oath has got a little bit of trouble. Zenith now encroaching in the church. Back down behind them, you can see Balefrost repositioning at this point. Remnants of ATC are back over towards the northwest and can take a couple of shots. Don't forget about One Eye Open with their 4 members that Pearl was just talking about. They have that hillside and can look back down on this angle as well. That's why you see a lot of these teams just kind of clustered into their own individual compound inside of this complex, because taking peeks out is extremely hazardous at this point. Shoot to Kill has 2 of their members just to the south of this. Hearing the fight that's happening, Shoot to Kill is running a very wide, almost 700-meter 2-2 split, where one's kind of looking back over towards what was going on with the Picado and the remnants of that, gas cans and all that other stuff, and the other one's trying to encroach back over here next to Ascendance, Oath, and Zenith.
I'm keeping an eye on Evasion X. He's just outside of the circle right now, trying to push into this compound where Elusive is holding down. And it looks like one more is going to go down. Evasion's still going to stay alive for the time being. He's going to try to make the push in. But that's basically Virtue's shot right now. And here we go.
Graveyard isn't in circle. Graveyard is not in circle. These guys have got to fight their way out of it.
Oh, this is Liberate's game to lose. One Eye Open has to come up with some points here.
Guadalajara gas cans starting to get into a little bit of a skirmish back over towards the southern section of this. Remember, Shoot to Kill doesn't have an angle to play around it as well. Guadalajara gas cans doing a ton of damage to the last couple of members for Oath, or not for Oath, I'm sorry about that, for Hardships. Lobes does get caught on fire, runs out, gets the spray back over towards Nikos, but look off into the distance. Honey Badger moving up and forward, trying to aggress onto it, doesn't need to. The Flames are going to go ahead and polish it off, but you can see shaking off in the distance is going to be his teammates trying to move forward as Honey Badger, near on no life, trying to creep his way up into this one. Should be able to get the res, but it might be a touch risky. No, I take that back. Shoot to Kill's repositioning back over towards the graveyard fight.
Evasion X has been taken out for Virtue, so they are done. Just 2 points shy of that cut line. We'll see if One Eye Open can add any more to their total, because they still have to worry about the solo from Zavrin for Gravity. And Liberate Send still in action with 4 up. Liberate, again, has this compound in the center of the circle, but so much is going on outside of their line of sight. It's going to be difficult for them to pick up points here, Matt.
Yeah, Ascendants went ahead and made the early move from Graveyard. Zenith right back behind that. Oath now finds themselves entirely surrounded all from the skitterings. You can see the res is trying to come through right now. Going to be getting Punich back up and active inside this fight. Shoots Skill, still has those 2 members back down to the south, but it's going to be shots coming up from Snakers. Gets the drop back over towards Kickstart, so now Punich is going to be very, very careful off of his point. Snakers is just kind of holding the line back over here. He's got a great high ground point. Shinboy can't move, neither can Punich. Good toss going to be coming out from Balefrost to go ahead and get the drop back over towards this one, and now Punich just has to reposition. But look, Purdy hears everything that's going on. Shoot to Kill is just waiting to take some type of opportunity off of this, but are they watching the angle? Yes, they are. A little bit of spray goes back over. Punich has got the blue as back. Nothing to be done. Now just 1 member up for Zenith. That's going to be Roth, who's already ahead of the zone in a fairly safe position. The rest of Oath now starting to make a push back over towards where Ascendance was playing just a second ago.
That's the biggest problem right now for Ascendance, is that they have 4 up, but they have not been involved in any of this, and now Oath is going to come down on top of them. They have to win this fight if their chance for making the grand finals is going to stay alive.
Oh, this grenade could be huge. Toss going to come back out, roll back down the hillside, gets a lot of damage back over towards Raven. Ripper goes down as well. You can see Manji going to play this one a little bit further back stepping away from it as well. Long range shots providing a little bit of damage back into this position. One Eye Open, still up on that hillside, raining in bullets as they can see the back over in Oath's direction, assisting Manji and Beck. While they're trying to cling to life back down in this lower position. You can see Shoot to Kill also has a little bit of angle to play, but the circle shifts yet again back over into Liberate's favor. ATC in position. Roth just having to move just a touch, but a lot of these teams have been forced to fight on the edge. Now going to have to figure out some way to make their way into a very dangerous safe zone.
Oh, this is bad news for Send, and they are also getting a little bit of support over the top from Purdy Curdy. He's taking shots at Oath, but none of these kills, nothing is going into the pocket of Ascendance. They're just trying to stay alive at this point. They're not gaining points, and that's what they need so bad, so desperately in order to try to make this grand finals run. Now, Liberate has the compound, everything setting up so nicely for them to make a big jump here, but they have to deal with the One Eye Open issue. One Eye Open has been collecting kills so far. They've now increased their lead, their hold on to 16th place to 120 points. You can see Liberate sitting 16 behind. Now that's, we're now into placement point territory, so they need at least 6-7 kills here and a win.
And that becomes the factor. There's just too many side skirmishes that are happening back on the edges where they don't have vision. With One Eye Open's positioning coming through there's just not a lot of angles to play. Balefrost near on no life, having to slowly creep his way forward. One of the members from One Eye Open has already moved forward. Maji still playing the low ground, so that might give Balefrost enough time to get this one up. Yep, going to go ahead and toss the throw ball to one side instead. Play back around the rock. This is going to be a run and gun fight. Looks like he's just committed and he's saying, no, we've just got to get Ascendance out of this point. But it's going to be the blue zone with a couple of taps from the side. And yes, Delta picks it up, moving up to 121, making Liberate's life that much harder. On the other side of the Shoot to Kill, just raining down Molotov upon Molotov, and that's going to be Oath getting taken out from this point. Shoot to Kill sitting at 316 very comfortably in that first place position. One Eye Open has managed to make their way back down the hillside, but still have them on Hardy outside of the safe zone, continuing to try to harass the teams across this road.
One Eye Open having an incredible game here so far, trying desperately to hold on to that spot. They've managed to get 6 kills, something that they haven't done in quite some time. They've been active early, something that we've kind of been saying that they've had a rough time doing. And look at this, Maji almost gets taken out, but he stays alive. Ascended still in it.
Purdy, I'm surprised he missed that shot, but you can see having to retreat away from it. Maji's got himself a good position, but it's going to be another pickup coming up from the outside of it. It's going to be Delta continuing to make the positioning that Liberate has that much harder. They're looking at an 18-point lead from this point, and I don't know if there's enough people around for Liberate to kill. You can see Illusion still getting caught up in these fights on the outside of this, picking up a little bit more loot to play around. Shoot to Kill still back over into position. ATC is in front of them. The only real team that Liberate could choose to fight at this moment would be One Eye Open, but they don't have clear sight lines. It's going to be ATC that gets the down onto Delta.
Liberate has 0 kills right now. They have to be paying attention to the kill feed. They have to be looking at the number of players alive and realize the situation that they're in. They have to start coming out here and getting these kills. Otherwise, all hope is gone for them. One Eye Open has been doing so much work trying to secure their spot. They get the res. They're back up to 2 alive. The circle pops, and Liberate finally will have to leave their compound. Looks like Ice Tech has already made his way across the street.
I love the position coming out from Ice Tech. He can potentially rain some damage back over into where Illusion's position's at. Liberate now realizing they've got the threat right next to him. Good shots connect back over towards Winlow. Gonna go ahead and polish that one off real quick. Stepping back around this angle, getting a couple of kills. Every point right now matters for Liberate. If they want to stay in and they want to go to the grand finals, they need to kill everything that's happening around them. Ice Tech is in position, but not quite up on the hillside to get those shots back over towards LLR. With this now turning attention back over into everything that's happening with Shoot to Kill. Good shots coming out. Baja Waka connects on Uncivil, gets him down as well. LLR trying to figure out how they're going to make their move up and forward. There is 1 member of Shoot to Kill left, 2 for ATC, and LLR back down to the south. Other than that, it's Liberate that has so much room to work with, but are they going to be able to get enough points? 12 points is what they need at this stage.
12 points, and you can see LLR already with 8. There's still 3 alive. Liberate, I mean, they're content with hanging out on the side right now. This is the safe place to play, but all the kills are going on way away from them, outside of their line of sight. They need to get involved here. They need to come out and get these kills. Otherwise, it's just not going to be enough, Matchroom. ATC has 2 alive. Illusion still with 3 up. Ice Tech trying to come in with an angle. He's going to start taking the shots. Can he find him? He has him dead to rights. You've got to get that kill, Ice Tech.
Go for the peek back up. It's going to be Guabi that gets the assist back over towards it. Now doing a little bit of a shot back and forth around the shack. Going to go ahead and throw out a smoke to get a little bit more positioning for his teammates. But with this distraction, it's going to allow his teammates to reposition back on the lower sections of this hill. You can see starting to make a very forward, aggressive push back over towards LLR's positioning. They know the fact that they need to get as many kills as possible. They need to wipe out everybody that's up in front of them. Talk Dog does go down, but Hello Senpai gets shot by Icy Flex off on this other position. Baja Waka now having to readjust his positioning to look back over towards that other angle. Guabi now down as well. LLR is doing a firm defensive position, and every single angle that they're getting harassed from, somehow trying to survive. Grenades bouncing over Baja's head as he's just trying to get his teammates back up.
Ice Tech so close to going down there. That would have been absolutely devastating. There's no way they would have been able to get that res. Ice Tech needs to try to reposition here. They've figured out the hill that he keeps peeking from, and he needs to reposition so they don't spot him out once again. But he's got such a good angle here. Icy Flex will take a few shots over in that direction. Not going to find the down. But as you said, Matt, they basically need to kill everybody left in the lobby in order to even have a chance at passing One Eye Open.
Everybody knows that I'm trash at math, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it. I'm just going to try to tune in, see how much we can get out of this. Guabi goes down. Good toss coming out from Icy Flex. LLR is just continuing to stop them in their tracks. LLR is just doing everything they can to Liberate, to not let them step forward. Free me, please. And Icy Flex right in the middle of a lot of these fights, not even afraid. Looking now back over towards ATC, but while all of the skirmishing is going on, ATC is getting a more and more comfortable position to play around for this next circle. You can see they're already starting to separate out, look back over towards the northern positions. And Baja, you got to hit those shots at this stage. You can see going a little bit wide from that point. Do get the res back over towards Guabi. Icy Flex now looking back over, trying to figure out what threat that they want to go after first. Free Me Please gets a lot of shots back over towards the side. Does not quite go down yet, just trying to spray into it, but they cannot connect. Guabi's got near on no armor and helmets to work with. Finally, Baja Waka connects into this one. Now going to start throwing it back over. You can see that Sharp Shot starting to play a little bit more aggressive back over towards LLR's position as well. Icy Flex seems like he has a read on that. Might be happening, starting to play back over towards that angle.
I don't think there's enough points left in the lobby, Matt. I've been doing the math in my head. I think they needed 6, and there's only 4 kills left available, and any of these go over to the other team here. If Illusion dies to, if Icy Flex dies to Sharpshot or Aguila here, I think they're done. This is going to be so close. I'm not 100% sure. Now Guavi's gone out. It's all down to Bahawaka, our returning veteran. Does he have it in him? Can he bring it back? He's going to find
Good
one.
shots. Good connection back over there, but ATC already has the read on the position. Any trolls in chat, very comfortable just sitting out this one, watching the firefight, taking the advantaged approach.